Morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today, I'm going to be showing you how to make a ton of gold as a druid rogue with herbalism and sort of utilizing all the herbs that spawn here in Scarlet Monastery. Now, half of the monastery is really good, and the other half is not so good, and we'll definitely talk about why that is later on in the video and sort of the requirements that you need to do this, but it's not too difficult, and if you played back in Psalm or Original Classic, you're probably aware of this farm. But before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the setup is pretty simple on a druid. We are in the feral tree. Two of the most important things that you need are going to be feral instinct and feline swiftness, so you only need to go this deep. Everything else is whatever, but this allows you to move faster, and then this allows you to not be detected while prowling. So those are the two essential things. While you do not have to have stealth, it helps infinite if you don't want to farm a bunch of mobs. So druid and rogue are especially really good at this, but you could use potions of lesser invisibility if you really wanted to do these farms. Now the other requirement is making sure that your herbalism is at least 170 or higher, because the highest herb we are going to be getting is gold thorn, which requires that, and I'd recommend making it a little higher if you can, because you don't want to fail to get it, because the gold thorn is pretty crazy. As well as you're going to want to be level 40 for this because of just being detected and aggroing the mobs. So the best two that we're going to go into are going to be Graveyard and Cathedral. The Armory and Library do have Fade Leaf in them, but Fade Leaf really isn't that good right now. The only thing you can make is that invisibility pot as far as useful elixirs go. So we are going to head into Graveyard here just to show you the gist of the farm. In the Graveyard, you're going to be able to just essentially run past most of the mobs because they're level 30. We'll stealth right here because this guy sometimes aggroes. But Graveyard's pretty easy. Just try your best not to aggro anything. There isn't a safe spot that I know of in order to reset the mobs here, so you're going to want to be as careful as you can to not aggro them. But Graveyard is the easiest, and you generally get 3 to 4 herbs out here, being King's Blood and Grave Moss, which are two very useful herbs right now, and they can spawn anywhere out here in the Graveyard. The Grave Moss is obviously going to be at tombs, and then the King's Blood can be elsewhere. So as we see, the seed got Grave Moss, and we're just going to essentially stealth through all these mobs. You can run through it if you're feeling risky and you need to go at a certain speed. However, it is going to not really be that worth it because you are locked to this farm by 5 instances an hour. So you can only do this 5 runs essentially, and you'll hit that lockout pretty much every time. But as you can see, we were able to just pick that herb and not aggro anything. Runes that are actually essential for this, I like Survival of the Fittest, and then making sure we have King of the Jungle and Berserk on. The others don't really matter too much. We're running Mangle, but you could run Sunfire, I suppose. But the Survival of the Fittest is just in case if we aggro stuff. Not being able to be crit and taking a lot less damage is very nice. And then King of the Jungle, Berserk just allow us to have cooldowns to burst down that one elite mob. And it'll come into play when we get to Cathedral. But essentially all you do is just run through here and you herb the herbs that you're going to run into. So this run actually had no King's Blood and was pure Grave Moss. So that worked out really nice because Grave Moss is still selling for about 15 silver per plant. So just this Graveyard run alone got us about a gold just like that. Anyway, I'm going to stealth out of here and head to Cathedral, so I will see you when we get there. Alrighty guys, we've made it into the Scarlet Monastery. You have to stealth from the very beginning because these mobs are level 37 to 38, and they will see you and fight you. This usually has 2 gold thorn and 1 life root in it. And I would highly recommend that you just monitor their patrols and never ever fight defenders or centurions if you can avoid it. Myrmidons are the most deadly, but what we have to do is wait for the centurion to be at the end of his patrol, and then we can go ahead and grab it. As you see, we did aggro him. Centurions can be dealt with. Myrmidons are the deadliest, so this is where we use our cooldowns, Berserk and Tiger's Fury, to try and kill it before we die. It can definitely be really tough to do. I like to use, War Stomp, Kite 'em, Heal, and all the fun stuff with that. You can utilize the path clip here where you just run right here. As long as you do not pull other mobs, you're good. We pulled another one there, so that can be really bad. So this is looking bad. If you do not want to die, there is a reset spot that you can utilize in the cathedral. Every single cubby like this is a reset spot. The melee will not hit you, but you do have to beware of those casters. And if you are a Tauren, you are very large, so you have to be careful with the casters. Since there's a sorcerer right there, you have to sort of LOS him, and you can reset like that. The best mobs to kill are the sorcerers and wizards because they have a very low armor value. As you saw, the centurions are really, really hard to kill. So sometimes there's just a bad seed where you cannot loot it. But essentially, we are going to practice these tactics to loot it all. And then after 5 resets, I am going to show you how much herbing we were able to get. But anyway, I'll see you at the end. Voop. Alrighty guys, so we finished up our farming here. As you can see, I have Nova Instance Tracker to sort of help me track how long I have, and I have about 14 minutes till it comes back up. I didn't do this too efficiently, and since I knew I would take a lot of time to do it, I really tried to get the gold thorn, because if you're just gonna wait here for the 14 minutes, there's not much. But the results were 29 grave moss, 18 gold thorn, 11 life fruit, and 5 king's blood, and 2 elemental earths. Then we got some mage weave cloth, silk cloth, and a mana pot from killing some mobs. And also in the graveyard, you can get some decent blues from the blue rare spawn. You could even probably sell this because you're able to sell them as a druid. You could sell the loot for killing those rares, depending on the drop and whatnot. So you might be able to put that in looking for group, make a little extra gold. Since you are going in there and resetting already, you might as well, have put that out there. It might help you guys. But that's just a little side note. What we're going to be using these for, grave moss is best used for the epic from phase 1 at this time in the game, which is the Coalesced Regret potion right here. This uses 5 grave moss, so I just sell my grave moss in 5s, but we could also make this potion and put it up there because those epics are still quite powerful on some of the classes right now, so they're always worth getting, and people are still getting those. Goldthorn pairs very nicely with kelp in order to make some elixirs of agility. It also pairs with wild steel bloom to make greater defense, and it also pairs with firebloom to make oil of emulation. And it can also be used with Khadgar's whiskers to make greater mana potions. These are all great sellers paired with other additional farms that you could go and do to sort of pair it, or you could buy them. As well as you can use your King's Blood for mana pots. I find that to be the most useful thing to do with it. And then finally, you can use your life root to make some healing potions as well with your King's Blood if you just want to use materials that you farm here in the monastery. But essentially, guys, that's it for this farm. The benefits of this is it is completely uncontested, and you can just crank out 5 SMs per hour. You can do armory and library for Fade Leaf if you choose to, but that is up to you if you want to do that. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. I truly hope you enjoyed this farm, and until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.